the top of the Feldberg. I'm in the center of Freiburg and this is the gate to the Black Forest. I'm going to climb the highest mountain of the region, the Feldberg. This is the highest point of the Black Forest. It's 30 kilometers and the GPS tells me it's 3 hours. Now that's going to be challenging because I'm an untrained cyclist. This is not for untrained cyclists usually, especially given the fact that I need to climb 1500 meters. It is getting very steep now. There are parts with steepness of 12%. It's getting even steeper. The views on top of the Feldberg are spectacular. But first mission is to leave the city. And you can see Freiburg is the gate of the Black Forest because I've not even left the city, but look, it's already so green. There is a little river here, birds are chirping. It's a very bike-friendly city, Freiburg. There are bike lanes everywhere and also bikes everywhere. Look, and they're very wide bike lanes. It's very convenient to cycle here. And look, I have not even left the city and it's so green and beautiful here. The Feldberg is not my end destination. I'm only halfway there, on top of the mountain, but after that I need to cycle 2 hours more to reach my end destination, which is a beautiful village in the middle of the Black Forest, where I have a very nice accommodation. I've left Freiburg and I'm in the nature now. Beautiful wide meadows. Mountains in the background. Yes, this is nice. A little break. I'm on my way for 1 hour and now it's gonna start. The first hour was doable, quite flat. But now the second part of the trip starts. And now it's gonna be really steep. There are elevations to 12-13%. That's gonna be tough. So a little break. And then I'm going up all the way to the top of the Feldberg. Okay, game is on. Whoa, now it's really climbing. Up to 12% as I said. So the speed I cycle is quite low. 7.4 kilometers right now. That's almost walking pace, but it's getting very steep now. So again, I'm not trained. I do this without practice, just freestyle, but I think I can make it. Oh, 12 kilometers left. So what I do when I need to cycle very steep, I just watch the asphalt and I watch my shoes and I just cycle like there is no end. I'm kind of in a trance mode. Just cycle, cycle, cycle. I don't look up because if I look up I only see the road and I need to go somewhere there up. You know, it's getting really steep when there are hairpin bends. Look, I could take a break here, but first I want to cover some kilometers. The surroundings are beautiful now. Big trees everywhere, big high trees. I really feel like I'm in the mountains now. Look, that's where I came from. All the way up here. Ah, yes, and it smells like forest. I'm cycling in my lowest gear now. 6 kilometers per hour. Well, that's still okay. It's very steep here. Well, you can't see how steep it is, but this is not for untrained cyclists usually. But I do it. I'm not trained, but I do it. Just when you think, oh man, this was the worst part, it's getting even steeper. Oh shit. I would love to take a break, but if I do that, I need to get back in my rhythm. And I prefer not to. I prefer to keep up like this. I cycle between 5 and 6 kilometers an hour now. Okay, a little water break. Here's the next hairpin bend. In the middle of the hairpin bend, this little wooden house. I don't know what it's for, but it looks nice. Could be a nice Airbnb. The weather is very pleasant because it's clearing up a bit. Still cycling in my shirt and shorts, and it's not too cold. So I don't expect it to be too cold on the top of the Feldberg. It's getting incredibly tough now. The last kilometers, but it's all gravel, and climbing on gravel is much tougher. I come from there and I can see the end. There is the top of the Feldberg. That's where I need to go. And you see there is snow on the top. This is going to be the toughest part of the trip. Climbing on gravel to 1500 meters. Oh my god, if I could just cycle here up, then I'm there. That's the end. First snow of the day. On 1200 meters. Last kilometer. Yeah, this is it, the top of the Feldberg. I made it. It was tough, very tough, especially the last part over the gravel path, but I'm here. And this is the place, the monument where everybody sits and enjoy the view. This is the weather station. And since we are at the highest point, we can also enjoy the views. It's cloudy, it's not the best day, but you can still look very far away. This is the Black Forest. As far as you can see, mountains, trees, green, and sometimes a little bit of snow. It's the beginning of May. It's cloudy, but the temperature is good. Oh, that's good for me, because otherwise it would have been very tough. I wish I could stay here, but I cannot, because there's no accommodation here. So I need to cycle 2 more hours to reach my accommodation. And it's already very tough, but the good thing is it's mainly downhill now, because this is the highest point. Finally downhill after 3-4 hours of climbing. I don't have to cycle. Whoa! Last stop before my end destination. There are a lot of beautiful lakes here, and this is just, it looks big, but this is a very small one. The Sluice here next to it is much bigger, and this is the Wiengefallweiher. Finally, after a long day, I have arrived. And look at this. This is my accommodation. Brouwerij Gasthof Roch. A beautiful house here in Lenzkirch. And this is why they call it Brouwerij Gasthof. Let's have a look inside. The guest house also has a restaurant, and this is the bar. But unfortunately it's closed today. And that's a pity, because it looks nice. It's a nice wooden restaurant. This is the second room. And here the third one. It's a pity I can't eat here, but at least there is breakfast tomorrow here. Look how nice with the wooden decoration. Look at those lamps. This is really a collector's item. And these are nice as well. What is it? Metal. Yeah. And this one as well. This restaurant could be famous for its lamps. And this is my room. A very big bed. Look at the decoration. Not really German. I think you could call this the safari room. Zebras, lions, giraffes, elephants. It's all there. And also this leather is bamboo leather. Look, now it all makes sense. It was a very tough day. 50 kilometers, mainly climbing. And on top of that, the restaurant was closed. But I found this very nice German restaurant, and I have typical German food here. Schweinerook steak. which is pork loin, and also a local beer. So that makes everything good. I can end my day in peace. And the funny thing is, tomorrow is going to be even tougher because I need to cycle 80 kilometers, but not as steep as today. So it's going to go quicker, but longer. But first I enjoy my steak, and the rest is for tomorrow. I'm in the middle of the Black Forest in South Germany and I need to cycle 80 kilometers to my next destination. It's the most beautiful village I've seen so far. Now this is going to be quite challenging because it's a lot of climbing. Oh, this is very steep. In total I need to climb 1200 meters. The highest point of the trip. To make it even more challenging, I choose the small gravel paths. Now I'm on my way to Wolfach, 80 kilometers more north. And this is my bike. Now I'm not a trained cyclist, so 1200 meters climbing in the mountains can be very challenging. But I think I can do it, 80 kilometers. And otherwise I have a problem because I don't reach my accommodation. But the beginning is good. Look, nice flat gravel path in the beautiful nature. Also the temperature is good to cycle. It's not raining, which is the most important thing. But it's not too cold. I wear shorts, but it doesn't look we're gonna have sun today. I cycled for 5 minutes and already the first viewpoint. Very nice. All the pine trees. And there is a little river, a little stream. Very quiet here. I only hear the water, birds. Oh, and a cat. Ow. Look at all that wood. They're cutting all the trees here and they keep it wet. I don't know for what reason. Maybe to prevent it against fire. Look at that. Oh, it's a bit too early and too chilly to jump in the water. Wow, I'm in the middle of a pine forest now. Look at that, only pine trees. Pine trees and moss. And I'm the only one here. I haven't seen other people. It's very pleasant, it's me and the nature. Yeah, so it's a lot of climbing and also descending. So now I'm climbing again, and this is the view. Pine forests. I know there's asphalt now, so it goes a bit quicker. This is quite a steep road, although you can't see it. So very low gear and just cycle. And I just look to the ground and a bit up, because if I see the road, it's harder to cycle. But if I look down, I just cycle. That's okay. It's much easier mentally. I've seen a couple of those towers, but I don't know what they're for. Maybe it's for the views, but on that side there is no view, and on this side neither. Well, maybe we can have a look. Let's see if we can climb on the thing. Look, you can sit here. There's even a little carpet. It's quite tough, a lot of climbing all the time. Not very long, but it's like 100, 200 meters climbing and then flat and then down again and up again. So it's very dynamic. But here I'm gonna have my first break then in this watchtower. This is my view. So you can't see very far, but at least if it's raining, you're dry. But you don't have to see a lot here, you only have to listen and you hear the birds chirping. Wow, look at the road as far as you can see. You see the road straight through the forest. And as far as you can see, it's only going up, down, up, down. I'm back on the asphalt again, which is very pleasant to cycle. And also, you're still in the middle of the forest. Look, it's only pine trees, moss, grass, everything is green. So I can only say Black Forest is very suitable for cycling, because most of the time I'm really in the forest on gravel paths. And now I'm on the asphalt, but I'm sure soon it's going to send me to a gravel path again. That's how it goes all the time. But it's good to be on the asphalt every now and then, because it goes much quicker. And honestly, on a gravel path it's difficult. So it's quite tough, this route. And I'm only on my way for 2 hours. Yes, I'm already back on the gravel path in the forest. This is also part of the experience. It started raining. So I put my raincoat. I hope it stops at some point, because I still need to cycle 40 or 50 kilometers. If you cycle all the time in the rain, that's not very pleasant. Now, Germany is famous for its cars, and they really take good care of it. Look. It keeps on raining, so I'm taking shelter here in the tankstelle. Look. Also, this is where I ate a bit. And now I need to see what I do, because it's not fun to cycle in the rain. You get completely soaked. So I'm going to think what I do, if I continue cycling or I find a different way to go to Wolfach. It's still far, I'm halfway now, I'm exactly halfway. So 40 kilometers to go, which is another 2 hours and a half. So the weather needs to be good, otherwise it's not fun. It stopped raining. I found some new energy and some motivation. I'm gonna try it again. 2 hours and a half to go. Still very long. I lost some time there because of the rain, but I'm still gonna be there before it's dark. It's May, so I have time until 9. But it's gonna be very tough, because now I'm going to climb the biggest mountain of the day. After that it's gentle, I think. So altogether it's a tough day, tougher than expected, but that's because of the rain, because of the bad weather. That makes it less pleasant to cycle. You lose a bit of pleasure. But now it's dry again, so it's good. So I'm gonna cover some kilometers. Oh, this is very steep. This is gonna be the highest peak of the day, and I can feel it already. So what I do, I'm in kind of a trance mode. I just look down, I cycle, and I don't think, and I don't watch. Well, I do watch, because I need to watch the traffic. But in this mode I can continue for a very long time. So this is what I do, this is what I see for the next kilometers. And that's where I have to go. And again, I'm not trained, so I all do this because of good stamina and mentality. Yes, a little success moment. The highest point of the trip, 1030 meters. Oh, and this gives me a good feeling, because it was raining, the road was very tough, gravel, uphill, so at some point I was almost giving up. But it stopped raining and I told myself, okay, I'm going to give it one more try. And now I've reached the highest point, so this gives me a very good feeling. It gives me energy, and this is what I wanted. It's still 30 kilometers to my end destination, but at least I've reached the highest point. Oh yeah! Beautiful view over the Black Forest. Look at that. These are the nice parts of the trip. Going down, enjoy the surroundings. For hours I've cycled in the forest, and now for the last 30 minutes it's all open landscape. You can watch very far. Look, there is a city, quite a big place, on the right side, and on the left side nice nature, black forest, meadows, big trees. Finally some sun. And I'm cycling only downhill, so it's very pleasant now. The first part of the day was very tough, but this is nice, this is good. 40 more minutes, 17 kilometers left, and then I've reached my accommodation. Look, everything is nicer when it's sunny. The trees are greener, you see the shadows on the road. And this is the road downhill in the sun. I've reached my end destination. I'm finally here in Wolfach after 5 hours of cycling and 1200 meters climbing. But the reward is good, because this is the nicest village I've seen so far. It's the most beautiful village I've seen so far in the Black Forest. This is the center of Wolfach. It looks all so nice, so pretty. It's green, the buildings are in good state, nice architecture. And look at those characteristic traditional German houses. And this is the town hall. I like the cobbled streets, makes it very authentic, although these are quite new, they're renovated, you can see that. This is a Stadtbächle. It's very typical here for the region. I think you can take a bath here when it's hot in summer. So it starts here and it goes all the way here. This is the water channel. You see them everywhere in the region. You can step in it or you can ride your little boat. That's what children do here. And this is my hotel tonight. Hotel Hanoi. That's where we're gonna eat. You can guess what it is. Ah, this house on the corner. Very nice. What I like about the region, I saw it yesterday as well, all houses have different colors. Red, yellow, orange, white. You don't see two houses in a row with the same color. Light green, rose. This is dark green with nice shutters, authentic shutters. That one is blue. Another green color, yellow. What a nice village. Look at those nice houses. All in very good state. The river in front. Here is the bridge that connects it to the city center. And on the background, the mountains of the Black Forest. As you could guess, Vietnamese. Ha! It's very big, the restaurant, but there are just not many people. After 5 hours of cycling uphill in the rain, a well-deserved pho, Vietnamese soup. Man, I'm happy that I'm here and that I feel good, because at some point I thought, hey, I'm gonna give up because it's raining, the roads are bad and it's not gonna work today. But luckily I had a good break with a big bockwurst. I found some new energy, and in the afternoon it was actually very pleasant. The weather cleared up, and also it was not as steep as the first part. So I'm happy to be here. This is the restaurant and my room is just upstairs, so everything's close by, very convenient. And tomorrow I continue all the way to the north of the Black Forest, to Seebach. But I don't want to think about it, that's for tomorrow. Wow, that was a lot of climbing. I'm in one of the most beautiful villages in the Black Forest. This is Wolfach. But unfortunately, I'm going to leave it. I need to cycle 50 kilometers to my next destination. Feldberg is my end destination. And that's going to be quite tough because I need to climb 1200 meters in total. It's very steep. Oh. And I'm not a trained cyclist. So I just look down to the asphalt and I cycle. The GPS says it's going to take a bit less than 4 hours. And I hope I can make it in those 4 hours because in 6 hours it's going to rain. And I also want to take a break. And I don't want to get soaked like yesterday. Cycling in the Black Forest is very convenient because there are bike lanes everywhere. Paved paths like here. But later on, also gonna see a lot of gravel paths. And also, the signs are very clear where you can cycle and not. Look, everywhere you see those cycle signs. So you know, that's for me. And all the bike lanes and gravel paths are in very good condition. So you can cycle quickly. And then with these surroundings, there's even a bit of sun already in the early morning. But as I said, it's gonna rain today probably. I'm a little bit in a hurry. Look, bike lanes. There are so many beautiful houses in the Black Forest. Look at this one. So nice, well maintained. Oh, look at this one with a windmill. Beautiful house, very good condition. And then with this background, look, a perfect bike lane in between the forest and the grass fields. It looks almost like an attraction park. Like this is really like a fairy tale. Beautiful bike lanes. There is a fence on the left side, the mountain, and then going downwards. Fantastic. Feldberg is my end destination. And cycling in the Black Forest is convenient because of the good bike lanes, but it's also very challenging because you're going up and down all the time. It's a lot of climbing, but also a lot of downhill. But now I'm climbing, and I'm climbing the highest mountain of the day. It's good if the first mountain is the highest, because after that it's only getting easier. The sun is out and that makes it more pleasant in the mountains, so it's less cold. And once I've arrived, I can show you my beautiful accommodation in one of those little Black Forest villages. Now it's getting really steep. This is the steepest part. So I just look down to the asphalt and I cycle. I'm in a trance mode and just cycle. And then it works. And I'm not a trained cyclist. I don't cycle in the mountains, so this is all stamina and mentality. For the first time today, after 1 hour of cycling, unpaved paths, gravel or sand, which makes it more difficult because climbing here is just harder because all those little stones makes it more difficult. But I have a good mountain bike, so I can do it. It's very steep. Oh, and then on gravel, so I'm cycling in my lowest, I'm cycling in the lowest gear, just cycling, and I hope at some point it comes to an end, the whole climbing. I've made it to the top. Wow, there was a lot of climbing. I climbed 500 meters. Now 500 meters is okay, but it was on a very short distance, very steep all the time, on gravel. But now I'm here. I only made one mistake. It's actually not the highest peak of the day. The highest peak is at the end of the trip, which is 1030 meters. So I need to climb 180 meters more. And I'm in the middle of the Black Forest now, all alone. It's very quiet. And you really need a GPS here, because look, there are roads everywhere. And if you get lost, you can stay here. This is the Haaghute. And you see those little houses everywhere in different countries. But this one is quite sophisticated, because there's not only a heater, but it's quite a modern heater. Look at that. With a very stable chimney. You can make fire there, and here you can sleep. Well, you need to bring your mattress. and even think about the food. Well, not the food, but look, there's a pan. So you can fry some eggs. This is the grill, and this is the barbecue. And here, you can leave a notice, I think. Yeah, look. This is where people write their experiences. Oh yeah, finally downhill. But it's on gravel, so it's difficult. Lots of rocks. After 2 hours of cycling, it's time for a good lunch break. I'm very hungry. I climbed a lot. I lost a lot of energy, so I need to get some new energy. And not only from the food, but also from the views. Look at this. Wow. Where can I have a better lunch break than here? Big pine forest on the left side, and in the valley we see a little village. And I read that they also do paragliding here, so that must be here. This is where they take off, I think. Whoosh. This is why I climbed 2 hours, to enjoy views like this. It's so green, it's only green. Grass fields and pine forests. Last climb of the day, up to 1030 meters. And that is the highest point of today. Oh, it's tough, it's gravel, and I've already climbed a lot. But it's the last one. 1 more kilometer, almost there. This is it, the highest point of the trip. 1020 meters altitude. I climbed a lot today, but from here on, it's only downhill. So 6 kilometers left to my end destination. And I think here I can also reach my top speed of the day, because I need to cycle on this big traffic road. Well, I don't think it's even allowed for cyclists, but there's no other way. And this goes really quick, because I go downhill here. And yesterday my top speed was 64 kilometers an hour. So I try to go quicker here. That's going to be my top speed of the trip. All right, there we go. %. That's not too much. 35.
300 meters, turn right onto street.
Come on, come on. 45. Come on. Come on. 49, 50.
Meters, turn right onto street.
Ah, shit. That was not quick enough, only 50, and I'm already here. Ah, I am the perfect planner. I've just arrived at the hotel and look, it's pouring down. What a timing. And I'm on my balcony here. And it's nice, the house. Look at this. Oh. And this is my room. Very nice, big bed. And again, if I open the door, this is the balcony. Very nice, big balcony. With view over the valley of Seebach. I can't believe it. Just when I arrived here, it starts raining. And it's not gonna stop, I think. My bathroom. Shower. Very nice, very clean. This is the house. Very nice big German house. Lots of roofs, balconies, and here is a very nice terrace. If it's not raining. Here a chill corner, right in front of the window. It's light, you have a nice view. It was a tough day, but I made it. And I planned it very well, time-wise. Tomorrow I continue, and for now I'm going to enjoy, well, not the weather, but at least the views. It's time for my top speed, 64. Have you ever cycled in the Black Forest? I can tell you it's very challenging. I need to cycle 50 kilometers to my next destination. The GPS says it's going to take 3 hours and a half. And it's going to be tough because there's a lot of climbing in the Black Forest. It's very steep now. I'm in trance mode. I'm going to try to break my top speed record. 64 kilometers an hour. And somewhere halfway the trip, we're passing by the most beautiful village of the Black Forest. And this is my bike. I just left Seebach. That's where I stayed last night. And now I'm on my way to Prinsbach, which is more south. And I'm surrounded by nature. Well, that's basically everywhere in the Black Forest. And for now I just need to follow this river. So the first kilometers are really quick because it's only descending. I'm going down all the time. I barely have to cycle. But after 10 kilometers, I need to climb the first mountain, which is not bad because it's quite cold. And if you're going down, you're only getting colder. So it would be good to climb a bit. It's so nice to cycle here. Because I cycle along the river and also the bike lanes are very good. They're in very good condition. Very nice gravel paths. Or just paved bike lanes. I'm in Seebach, that's where I stayed last night. And look, this is the center of the town. There is a very nice pool with a fountain. It's so nice here, it's so green. In the middle of the Black Forest you find a lot of those small villages. Later today I'm going to show you the nicest one. First climb of the day. I need to climb for some kilometers, up to 760 meters. I started at 200 and a little bit maybe, so 500 meters climbing. And that's okay, because the days before I climbed until 1300, which is almost double. So for the first peak of today, this is a good warming up. It's not too steep, and that means that I can enjoy more the surroundings. This valley with the river, and in front of us, the giant trees of the Black Forest. It's very steep now, the climbing. So I just focus on the road. I'm in trance mode. I look downwards and I just cycle up until I've reached the top of the mountain. I'm cycling in my lowest gear. Only 6 kilometers an hour, I think. But that's okay. Eventually I'm getting there. I've reached the top of the mountain, 610 meters. Wow, that was quite tough. Very steep climb. This is the view. And from here on, I'm going down again. So I climbed to 610 meters. Now I'm going to descend back to 170 meters. And after that, climbing until 720 again. Yeah, that's what you get if you cycle in the Black Forest. It's up, down, up, down. It's useless. Why don't they just make it all flat? That would be much easier. My top speed of this trip so far is 64 kilometers. Now I don't think I can break it here because it's gravel. But at least I'm going to show you how it goes. Now I'm on the asphalt again. So I'm going down on asphalt. Let's see if we can get to the 64 kilometers an hour. 36. 43. Oh, it's foggy here. 45. 53. 55. A lot of bends and I don't have enough view. I can't see far enough, so I can't go quicker than what I do. But look at this. Beautiful. Okay, next try. There we go. 32. 55. 64. 65. Come on. Oh. Oh. I saw 64 on the GPS, 64 point something. So I equaled my record at least. Ah! Come on, come on. I saw 64 point something on the GPS. So it didn't break my record, but at least I equaled it. And 64 is quick, especially for a mountain bike. That's why I like to cycle down more than up. You go much quicker and you don't have to do anything. And you can reach very high speeds. Entering Oppenau. Look at those houses, they're all the same, but they're not connected. So they're standing apart. They all have the same style. And they're big. This is the center of Oppenau, one of the most beautiful villages in the Black Forest. This looks like the main square with the church. There are some historic houses. There is one. Here's the Volksbank, but doesn't look very picturesque or historic or nice. It just looks like a village in the Black Forest. And it's absolutely not nicer than what I've seen before. Like the last days, I cycled through Wolfach, which was much nicer than this village, with the cobbled streets and more traditional houses. Here you don't really see that. Also, it's not really cozy here. There are no people, look. There's nobody. The ice cream shop is closed. There are only cars driving through the village. So maybe we need to go to the small streets. The small streets of Oppenau. No, I'm not convinced. I made a detour for nothing, but that's okay because it was flat. And now I can prepare for the biggest climb of the day. The biggest climb of the day, starting at 220 meters all the way to 720 meters. Whew. And this is going to take a while. It's 500 meters climbing, but the whole distance, it tells me it's 1 hour and a half. 1 hour and a half only climbing. That's quite a lot. And there are steep parts, but now it's getting a little bit better. I'm cycling in my lowest gear, just easy. Watch down to the asphalt and just cycle in trance mode. The good thing is, once I'm on top of the mountain, it's only downhill for the rest of the trip. And then I can try to break my top speed of 64 kilometers an hour. But that's for later, because for now it's climbing, climbing, climbing. I've been climbing for 1 hour now and I'm almost at the top, but it's time for a break first. I need some energy. And after that, the last 20 minutes maybe to the top, 30. And after that, it's only downhill. So the worst part is done. The most difficult part is done. I've reached the highest point of the trip, 720 meters altitude. This is the view. You can still look quite far away. It's cloudy and it's gonna rain, I think, soon. And from here it's only descending. So again, I'm going to try to break my record, my top speed record, 64 kilometers an hour. And it's going to be very long for kilometers, kilometers, kilometers. I only go down, down, down. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for my top speed. Okay, there we go. Top speed of the day, top speed of the whole trip. Come on. 54. 54. 30. I'm going 40. Sorry. 46. 48. 50. 53. No, it's not working.
Now turn left onto Cyclist.
The sun is shining and I've arrived at my accommodation. Beautiful. The last part was good, only downhill. And look, this big house I'm staying in. Well, not the whole house is mine, but I only have one room here. No big city, no village, just a house in the countryside. This is life in the Black Forest. And this is my room. Nothing special, but I don't need much. It's for one night. I even have a second room. And a bathroom. And to round up, I have food in this very cheap restaurant. I walked to the village, which was 10 minutes away, and this is a typical restaurant from the region. And it's well deserved after all those hours of cycling. So I finished my day in style with trout from the Black Forest. I need to cycle 50 kilometers and it's going to take me 3 hours and a half. I'm going to cycle to the city with the most sun hours of Germany. I need to climb 2 big mountains. And that is typical in the Black Forest. The Black Forest is very hilly. You go up and down all the time. 50 kilometers an hour. And I start the day with a good warming up because after 5 minutes I need to climb the first mountain. If you've never been to the Black Forest, this is what it looks like. Very big trees. A lot of trees close to each other. That's why it's called the Black Forest. The Romans called it the Black Forest or La Selva Negra because there were so many trees close to each other that in the forest it's very dark. Black Forest. And this is also the Black Forest. A lot of climbing. Luckily today I don't have to climb the biggest mountains. It's only until 500 meters, but I start at 200, 300. So that's not a very big challenge. The other days I climbed 1300 meters. I've reached the top of the first mountain, 490 meters. Well, that was not a big climb. It was steep on a very short distance. That's what makes it difficult. But this is the top. But you know how it works with mountains. Once you're on the top, you need to go down. I'm going to descend to 220 meters. And from there, I need to climb again. Back to 490. It would be much easier if they made it all flat here. But I don't know why they don't do that. The good thing about climbing is, at some point you have to go down again. "50 kilometers an hour." "55. So it's not only nature but also little beautiful villages here. That was a very good descent to break my top speed of the trip, which was 2 days ago, 64 kilometers per hour. But I noticed that my tire is a bit flat, so I didn't want to take any risk. And yet I reached 55 kilometers per hour, which is very acceptable. I'm a man, I want speed, and I need to get that testosterone up. You can see the Black Forest is a very well-faring region. Look at all those big houses. This one. It's not only nature, mountains and trees and forests in the Black Forest, but also nice, quiet villages. And of course a church in this village center. All those houses are huge. Big roofs, big balconies. Everywhere bike lanes or gravel paths, but it's very well maintained. It's very bike friendly. The whole of the Black Forest. For 5 days I'm cycling here and everywhere it's like this. Nice bridges. Sometimes they're lonely and they all have different colors. Look at this one. It's made from wood, reddish. A lot of them have big roofs and also a lot of wood is incorporated. Second and last climb of the day, back to 490 meters. It's a short distance, but it's quite steep because there are hairpin bands. That means that you have to climb a lot in a very short distance. There is another one. See you on the top. Highest point of the trip, 490 meters. The rest of the trip is basically only downhill or flat, so much easier. Last hours to Freiburg. You notice that I'm close to Freiburg because there's no nature anymore. It's all urban, villages, cities, cars, people and nice houses. I've arrived at my end destination, Freiburg, city with the most sun hours of Germany, and they didn't lie. It's a very bike-friendly city and they also call it the gate to the Black Forest. There are bike lanes everywhere. If you cycle for 1 hour, you're in the middle of the Black Forest. That's what you saw today. I cycled for 3 hours and 30 minutes with 2 big climbs. And now it's time to enjoy the city because the weather is nice and there is a lot to do here.